Welcome to part 3 video of material withdraw functionality in SWAPP. In this video, we'll be covering the additional changes that has been added to the material withdraw functionality when compared to the part 1 and part 2 videos. Hope you have already covered the part 1 and part 2 videos. Now, the changes will be explained with the help of three scenarios. Scenario 1, how to do a component replacement inside a manufacturing order. Scenario 2, how to add a new component to a manufacturing order. And scenario 3, how to jump between various components of a manufacturing order. Let's see each in detail. In order to access the menu point for material withdraw, select the main menu stock handling. There we have material withdraw. Select it and user will be taken to the first page of material withdraw functionality where we have all the manufacturing orders being listed. Let's select a manufacturing order from this list. Now, the selected manufacturing order has more than one component. That's why this next button is enabled. Component 1 PM50135 and component 2 PM50136. Let's take scenario 1, how to do a component replacement. So before doing the component replacement, let's view the same manufacturing order inside our Swallow desktop application. Log into Swallow. There under the heading MPC, manufacturing order, create demo, search for the manufacturing order that we have selected. Select the function button reservations. Here we have two components, that is PM50135 and 36. We will be referring the screen again later. Now let's try to do a component replacement. So in order to do a component replacement, there should be three criteria that has to be met. Criteria 1, it should be a regular or normal pallet. Criteria 2, it should be a fresh list so that zero quantity should be moved. Here the moved quantity is 0, so that criteria is also satisfied. And the third criteria is that we have a parameter setting inside Solo desktop application for allow replacement. It should be on. Let's verify that. Go to Swallow again. Under the heading global, user parameters, swap, there the seventh item. It is for component replacement. It should be selected. If it is unchecked, make sure that it is selected or else the functionality won't be working. So whenever you check the seventh entity, make sure you select the fifth entity as well. It is for auto confirm material withdraw. It should also be selected. So the three criteria for component replacements are satisfied. Let's try to replace this component PM50136. Let's replace it with PM50008. Let's use direct scanning and scan the required item with which we are going to do the replacement. We got the success message that replacement is success. If you see now, we have only 0135 and 36 has been replaced with 0008. Let's view the same inside our Swallow desktop application. Select the reservations. Here, the 0 PM0135 is replaced with 0008. Hope it is clear. Now let's discuss the scenario 2. How to add a new component to a manufacturing order. Let's take the same manufacturing order itself. So in order to do a component addition, four criteria has to be met. It should be a regular pallet. The parameter replacement has to be on. These two we have already verified. Then at least one pallet should be pegged. In the previous case, it should be 0 pallet. Now at least one should be pegged. Here we have a requirement of 144 kg and 10 kg is already reserved, which we can see here in green color. So that criteria is also met. And we have one more criteria, that is a fourth one. The pallet that we are going to do for addition of components should not be an overbooked pallet, which means the moved quantity should not be greater than the required quantity. In this case, all the criteria are met, so let's try to add a new component. In order to add a new component, you can either scan for the item number or pallet number of the component which you are going to add. Let's scan an item here. So the replacement is success. It is an addition that we currently did. PM10026, PM5008 which we have already replaced, and already existing 0135. So if you remember previously the required quantity was 144 and we have moved only 10 kg. Now after we did the addition, the required quantity is equal to the moved quantity, and for the newly added component, the required quantity is 134. That is 144 minus already moved 10. Now it is 134. This is how we add a component. Let's view the same inside our desktop application. Click on the function button reservations. Now we have three components, PM10026, 0008 and 0135. Now let's discuss the third scenario, how to jump between various components inside a manufacturing order. In business scenarios, there are situations where we have a long list of components inside the same manufacturing order. So there, it will be very hectic for the operator to jump between various operations, various components and do the manufacture material withdraw by clicking on this next button. So in order to make it easy for the operator, we have implemented this component jumping. Let's do that with an example. Now we are in the first component and we have a third component PMY0135 with a pallet number 1198. Let's try to move this pallet by staying in the first component. So we are here in the first component and we are scanning a pallet which is not in this list but of another component of the same manufacturing order. We got the material withdraw successful message. The pallet 1198 is now reserved and we have jumped to the component in which that scan palette is available. So this is how you jump between various components. If it is 08 component that you want to move to, by staying here, you can just scan. If you know the palette number, scan the palette number. If only the item number you know, just scan the item and you will be moved to that particular component. So this is how we do material withdraw functionality, component jumping inside the same manufacturing order. Hope it is clear to you all. Thank you for watching.